In this video, we are going to create a loop. We are logged in. This is what my screen looks like when I'm logged in. It's my loop screen, my main loop screen. We have different videos to learn the navigation. The upper level navigation is on the loop screen. There is a video for that. We are today going to just add a loop. Why might you add a loop? Well, anytime you have paperwork, basically. So maybe you have a listing. Maybe you want to write an offer. Maybe you want to send your client to another agent in, I don't know, Utah for a referral. So you need a referral agreement. Maybe you have a vacant land listing or sale. It doesn't matter. You have paperwork. Let's create a loop. If you don't see the loop that you need, call me. Maybe we can add a new loop. So to add a loop, you click the Add Loop button. It's going to ask you for the property address or MLS number. If you have a buyer and you want to get started early and you don't know it, you can put your client's name in. You can add it later. You can describe what it is. If it's a referral, it's a referral for the client's name. You might never know the property address, at least not until the very end for a referral. But in the case with a buyer, for example, we are going to know the property address. So we are just going to go ahead and we are going to type the address of the property into and you notice as we type, it's going to look and try and find it. Google Maps has found the property that I'm looking for. It is possible that it will find it through an MLS, especially if you were in Miami or South Florida, Greater Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, places like that. They integrate with the MLS and .loop. My Florida Regional doesn't, so you're more likely to get results from Google Maps. Click Google Maps. It's going to, the benefit of using that instead of typing in manually is it's going to know the address. You won't have to type that in later. Click Continue. If you don't see Continue, notice the scroll bar. You can always scroll. The next thing it's always going to ask you is for a loop template. If you don't have a loop template, it isn't Dalton Wade. If an agent from another brokerage shares files with you, it's going to ask you to select a loop template. It might do it at a different time. It might look a little different, but the results are the same. In order for this to work with Dalton Wade and to use it for your paperwork without having to create a whole new loop, you have to have a loop template. So we're going to select one. So in this case, we are going to make an offer on this property. So we are going to look for the loop that's going to suit our needs the best. We have buy-side residential, buy-side commercial, list-side residential, list-side commercial, list-side lease and rental, renter, leasee side. We have a rental referral. We have a referral to another broker. That's when we're sending our friend off to Utah. We have buy and list side vacant land, and we have new agent MLS transfers. And this one I just added. I need to move it to the top. It's a list side residential just for those of you folks down in Miami, Greater Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach. Your requirements are slightly different than my Florida Regional, so you have your own loop for that. So you're going to choose the loop that suits your needs the best. In my case, I'm my Florida Regional, so I'm going to select buy-side residential. I'm going to click Continue. It gives me the opportunity to upload a photo. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to click Done. It's going to start creating my loop. It knows it's a purchase based on the type of loop. The status. I have choices here. I'm writing my offer. For now, it's a pre-offer. Hopefully later in my loop, I can change the status to under contract and then sold. The one we don't want to use unless it's training is archived. We want to know for any real transaction If it canceled, it terminated. If it expired, that's not the same as archived. So make sure your status is accurate. We're going to enter the sale price. This can be the price that we're going to offer on this property, and it can always be changed. Anything in here can be changed. We're going to enter a closing date. It too can be changed. You might remember, I'm scrolling. You might have to scroll to get to where you need to go in this program. We'll put in our date, and now we can view our loop. You did have the opportunity to create another loop. I've never personally made more than one at a time. And here is what our loop looks like once it's created. That's all you've done. You've still got your upper level icons, menu items at the top, and now we are actually inside this loop. Now, to learn the navigation, that's a different video, that's a different training. You have just created a loop. Thank you for joining me.